Hey y'all! Pokemon Crystal using only one Natu filled me with pain, but I'm a glutton for punishment, so let's see if we can top that horrible time by trying to beat Pokemon Red using only one Zubat. Oh god, as usual, the rules are I can only use Zubat in battle, and I can't use any items in battle. By the way, if you like this kind of content and want to see more, be sure to subscribe and check out more of these videos on my channel. Zubat is known for being one of the most annoying Pokemon ever, constantly halting your progress in caves when you just want to walk. Its final evolution Crobat gets a lot of love though, so I have no idea what's up with that. Still, it feels fitting to choose Zubat for the 1 year anniversary of these challenge videos on my channel. Let's not beat around the bush. Zubat's bad, and I feel bad. Its stats are horrible, and I don't know what I'm going to do. But anyways, let's do it. Off at Professor Oak's lab, I used the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Charmander with Zubat so that our rival will pick Squirtle. Eventually, the rival Bubs will have a Blastoise, and it will know Blizzard, and, well, that's bad. Zubat's known for constantly interrupting your game and being super annoying and unhelpful, just like Navi from the Ocarina of Time. So I nickname ours, Hey, listen! Zubat starts off with Leech Life, a bug-type move that's one of the weakest in the game. It does heal half the damage it deals, but it's not dealing much damage, so not very good. And despite Zubat being a pest, it's not a bug type. It's actually just poison and flying. I lose to Bubs hard. What you're seeing was by far the closest attempt. By the time I reached Brock, Zubat's only level 14, but we still only had Leech Life in Supersonic. It's not until we reach level 15 that Zubat learns Bite, which is a much stronger, normal type move that also has a small chance to flinch. So that's a big improvement all around, but still not super helpful against Brock because rock types resist normal. At least Leech Life is neutral, and the little bit of healing is actually helpful for keeping Zubat healthy. I kept getting completely wrecked by Brock, so I leveled up one more time and then tried again, and to my surprise, level 16 we actually won on the first try. Shocking, I know, but I got really good streak of Supersonic Confusion luck, and as long as we can interrupt Onix's bites, those become essentially 2 to 3 free turns for us to attack it. And after the time I had with Natu in the last video, I'd be lying if I didn't say I was thrilled to be done with Brock at level 16. After traversing Mount Moon, I arrive in Cerulean City to take on the rival Bubs once again. He's got that infernal Pidgeotto with his confounded sand attack. Not to worry though, we've got the secret sauce. That's right, Confuse Ray, baby! 2 challenge videos in a row, wahoo! I just need Confusion to get past the Blobby Bird without getting hit with a sand attack, and after the Pidgeotto, Bite makes pretty quick work of the rest of Bubs' team. Next up is Misty, and I immediately got wiped out by Bubble Beam from the Starmie. So I knocked out all the trainers above Nugget Bridge and came back at level 25. I'm still losing, but I'm determined not to just level up and solve her problems, so I keep trying until I get decent Confuse Ray luck against Starmie. Plus, it only used Water Gun instead of Bubble Beam. This is also only made possible by the fact that Leech Life heals back just a smidge of health. Still wish it was stronger though. But after beating Misty, it's time to take on the rival Bubs on the SS Anne. His Squirtle's now Wartortle, but more notably his Abra's a Kadabra now. I'd be able to get through most of his team no problem, but it's that dang Kadabra that keeps causing me trouble. It randomly picks between Teleport and Confusion, the former of which does nothing, and the latter of which obliterates my bat. The good news is that Leech Life is super effective on Kadabra, so it heals us a little. Plus, we learn Wing Attack upon level up. Yay! It's the same strength as Peck, but Natu had the advantage of a Flying Gym badge boost, whereas we do not. So, it's even worse! I originally wasn't even going to attempt Lieutenant Surge because I thought it was a lost cause, and I just assumed that I'd have to backtrack later to get this badge once Zubat was much higher leveled, but as they say, fortune favors the bold. I tried it anyways, and, well, yeah, Zubat gets 1 KO'd by Raichu's Thunderbolt, but it can take 2 Thunder Shocks, so as long as it doesn't Thunderbolt, Bite knocks it out in 2 hits, and yeah, that's exactly what happened here. After a surprising win against Lieutenant Surge, next up is the rival battle with Bubs in Lavender Town, and this battle was easy. But don't get too excited, it's only because we're very overleveled. And why, do you ask? Well, that's sweet of you for asking. On the way to Lavender Town, there's a mandatory hiker battle in Rock Tunnel, and he has 2 Geodudes and a Graveler, all of which resist our moves, and have high defense, and oh yeah, did I mention they have self-destruct? Yeah, so I spent 2 hours on that battle, and approximately 2 minutes on this one. Thanks, Zubat. Although Zubat totally redeems itself after we take on Erika. This battle's totally free. We're flying and poison type, so we double resist her grass moves. Plus, all of her Pokemon are weak to Leech Life, so we're able to heal off any damage that we take. I could have won this battle faster had I just used Wing Attack, but considering what's about to happen once I win this battle, I wanted to say farewell to Leech Life in style for its loyal service to the cause. Once we beat Erika, she gives us the TM for Mega Drain, which is surprisingly one of the few useful TMs that Zubat can learn. And considering the time I had with the Hiker, yeah, I'll take the Grass move, which is very important because while I normally take on Erika after Giovanni, for the sake of having more experience, Giovanni would be impossible for Zubat without Mega Drain. So rather than struggle through it and make Giovanni think he's actually a good trainer, I decided to do things the reasonable way. Bubs in the Sylph Company building has an Alakazam, so yeah, no way we're gonna beat him now. So instead I take on Koga. But there's just no way to sugarcoat it, I had to level up. How much do you say? Well, if you look back at Giovanni, we were at level 43, and now we're level 58. That's right, 15 levels, with a Zubat. I can't even begin to describe how miserable that grind was. That's every single trainer in the game. Non-mandatory, along Cycling Road, in the Sylph Company building, along the Fuchsia City route, everywhere. And even then, I still had to get 5 more levels on wild Pokemon. Yeah, this is turning into a real bad time, and while I've been avoiding him like the plague, there's nothing left to do but take on the rival Bubs, and yeah, his Alakazam can 1-hit KO us with Psychic, and even Psybeam takes out most of our health. And I'd like to remind everyone that because of all the extra battles we've done, Zubat has really high stat experience, and thus is a lot stronger than a regular Zubat of equal level that another trainer would have. Even with that, we just barely managed to take a Psybeam from Bubs' Alakazam, thanks mostly to the healing factor from Mega Drain. And if not for the super effective damage, I don't think we'd be able to beat the Blastoise. Can I just have one easy fight? Oh, speaking of which, it's Giovanni. Yeah, I won this one pretty easily and on the first try, and thankfully so, because Zubat has been one of the worst experiences of my entire life, and after the time I had with Natu last week, I can't believe I'm saying that. And I don't want to see anyone in the comments going, "Oh, Zubat's not that bad, bro," because if you and I are watching the same video and you think this isn't awful, then the education system has failed us all. I decided to just try Sabrina and see how we measure up, and to my surprise, we actually won. But not for any other reason besides sheer dumb luck. Despite her Pokemon's notoriously bad physical defense, we are so weak that we can only 1-hit KO the Kadabra, and her Alakazam absolutely refuses to use good moves. There's no reason she shouldn't have ragdolled us. Next up is Blaine, and normally he's pretty easy, even for some of the worst Gen 1 Pokemon, but Zubat's in a whole different breed of suck. Rapidash and Ponyta both like to lock us with Fire Spin, leaving not enough health to survive a Fire Blast from Arcanine, so nothing left to do besides click Confuse Ray and hope for the best. It doesn't bring me joy to do this, especially after having done basically the same thing with Natu, but I don't have much of a choice. Yet another battle, relying almost completely on luck that Zubat just barely survives in the end. I don't know why I do this to myself, honestly. With all the other gym leaders out of the way, it's time to take on Giovanni in the Viridian City Gym for our last gym badge. And yeah, this one was easy, for all the same reasons that the other Giovanni battles were easy. He's the closest thing to a quote-unquote easy fight we get in this run. Basically, we bite anything that isn't a rock type, and for the other ones we use Mega Drain. This game is like a bad fix. Every time I suffer through an insane grinding arc or terribly difficult fight and think I'm gonna quit, Giovanni pulls me right back in again. Thanks for giving me a reason to soldier on, Giovanni, by being one of the worst trainers I've ever seen. You're a real pal. Well, the only thing between us and the Elite Four now is another rival battle with Bubs, and this one is pretty bad, and I don't even come close to winning with our regular strategies, so I've resorted to the tried and true strategy of raising our stats using Badge Boost. And for those that aren't already familiar, every time your stats are modified either up or down in this game, the boost to your stats granted by the badges are reapplied. Since we can't boost them ourselves though, we have to rely on the Rhyhorn to hit us with a Tail Whip to lower our defense, but badge boost the rest of our stats. So I purposefully don't knock out the Rhyhorn as quickly as I could, and then use Mega Drain on Growlithe to try to get back as much of our health as possible, because you can see even with the badge boost to special, we only barely survive a Psychic from the Alakazam, and even with additional healing, Blastoise still almost takes us out. But the alternative is grinding, and yeah, I don't want to do that anymore. But some things in life just can't be avoided. At the Elite Four, at level 64, we got completely wrecked. So we're back again at level 80, and I hate myself. Remember that first 15 level grinding session we had to do? Yeah, well, because we're at a higher level, this one took twice as long. Life is pain. First up is Lorelei, and yeah, there's not much we can do besides replace Bite with Mimic, because even at level 80, there's just no way I can beat her without badge boost. So we gotta knock out the Dugong and the Cloyster as quickly as possible so that we can use Mimic to copy Amnesia from the Slowbro. Yeah, it's pretty crazy that even at level 80, and even with using not just badge boost, but also literally the best boosting move in the entire game, we're just barely able to win this battle, and I mean barely. This one is also only possible because Dugong and Slowbro both spam Rest and Amnesia respectively because they are programmed, poorly I might add, to try to do super effective damage against Zubat, not realizing that status moves don't deal damage. And even with all that, and our fully maximized special stat, we couldn't even knock out the Lapras in one hit. It's so demoralizing, I can't truly convey just how awful Zubat is. But after Lorelei's Bruno, the strategy here is exactly the same as with Lorelei, except we're copying Harden instead of Amnesia. Onyx locks itself into Rage, which even on our Zubat doesn't really do much damage, so it's an easy matter to get all of our Harden set up. And after that, Zubat is able to one-hit KO all of Bruno's Pokemon. Able, not managed to, because Wing Attack critical hits the Machamp, and because of that, it's able to survive. Remember that critical hits ignore all of your boosts, including the badge boost. Not a difficult battle, but this vicious cycle of easy battle followed by horrific struggle is really starting to chip away at what little sanity these challenge runs have left me with. And oh hey, speaking of that vicious cycle, next up is Agatha, and like a lot of Agatha battles, it's really aggravating. The strategy here is to use Mimic to copy Nightshade and then blast her Pokemon repeatedly and hope we either don't get statused or run out of PP, both of which happen kind of a lot. Plus, if she's lucky enough to string together a Hypnosis plus Dream Eater combo, Zubat gets knocked out faster than you could say Schadenfreude. When we do get to attack though, Nightshade is actually really great here. It does damage equal to your level, and since our level is super high, combined with the fact that her Pokemon all have lower base HP, it makes it do a lot of damage. Nightshade is a 2-hit KO on all of her Pokemon, and with Zubat, any Pokemon that you can knock out in a single-digit number of moves is a friggin' blessing. Next up is the final Elite Four member Lance, and I don't want to spoil anything, but most people are aware of how the Lance fight usually goes when you have a Poison-type Pokemon. His 2 Dragonair and 1 Dragonite will literally never damage us, so this battle just comes down to beating the Gyarados and the Aerodactyl. Gyarados, though, repeatedly knocks us out with the combination of Leer and Hyper Beam, so I have to utilize Confuse Ray once again to try to get past it. If we're lucky, we'll take a Leer, or 2, for extra badge boost, although the defense drop can be dangerous against the Aerodactyl. Dragonair gives us the opportunity to copy Agility with Mimic, which not only badge boosts us, but allows us to outspeed the Aerodactyl. But Aerodactyl still usually knocks us out with Hyper Beam, so this entire experience is just reset, reset, hope for the best. Reset, reset, hope for the best. Put that to a trap beat. But as soon as we knock out Aerodactyl, I know we've won the battle. And this works out perfectly too, because right at the end of the battle, we level up. And remember, leveling up resets our badge boost. This battle would have been a lot harder without them. Finally though, it's time to take on the champion, our rival Bubs. The strategy here is to use Mimic to copy the Pidgeot Sky Attack, and then blast away. Man, after so many tedious battles relying on luck, it's so liberating to finally just beat the crap out of someone. Still, it's not easy. Because of the charge turn required by Sky Attack, I have to take an attack from Alakazam, and we're just barely able to survive a Psychic. Rhydon goes down in a single Mega Drain, and it also heals us up a decent amount along the way. Holy Pop-Tarts, Batman, all of his Pokemon go down in a single hit besides Blastoise. Oh yeah, Blastoise, that's right. The thing I specifically set up at the beginning, so that it would know Blizzard. Well, that was dumb. Eventually, though, we get enough Confuse Ray luck that we're able to knock out the Blastoise and win what was unequivocally the most difficult Elite Four challenge to date. And with that, the challenge is over. And thank goodness too, because I'm like super done with this. I need to take a break, but don't worry, there will still be a video next week, but I'm picking something easier. Well, as always, I want to thank you for making it to the end of this video, because these videos are a lot of fun, but also a lot of work, so I really do appreciate it. And it's crazy to think that I've been doing this for a whole year. There's a playlist on my channel where you can find the rest of my Pokemon Challenge videos if you want to see those as well. And if you like this kind of content and want to see more, subscribe and enable notifications so you'll know right away the next time one of these episodes is uploaded. And let me know in the comments what other Pokemon you want to see, and I'll probably do it. Next week, I'm picking a Pokemon that's a little bit easier, because after all, this video took me about 2 weeks longer to make than a video really should. So next week, we're back to Judo to see if I can beat Crystal using only one Heracross. It's a really cool Pokemon that I've never gotten to use before, so I'm super excited to use it in a challenge. Anyways, until next time, y'all, bye!